I'm Hellena Pugh, a Marine Corps veteran and the host of your 5-Minute Salute. Today I have with me Andy Weins from the state of Wisconsin. Now listen, before we even get started, you need to know I'm a true and through Chicagoan and he's a total cheesehead. But Andy, welcome to our show.
Thanks for having me on. We can get along for a few minutes.
Just a few minutes, but now Andy, tell me, how did you become a member of our nation's military?
Right out of high school, I wanted to join. I couldn't get in at first, and I needed a couple of medical waivers, and it was really bothering me. I couldn't get in, and so took four attempts, 2 branches of service, and I finally joined the Army Reserves in 2004.
Now, let me just tell you, that's so different than what we're experiencing today. Obviously we're having a difficult time recruiting people, but your commitment to wanting to become a member of our nation's military was so much so that when you got that first no, you didn't give up. And I always tell people, getting a no doesn't mean that you stop. It means that you find a way to have a response to that no, to do whatever it takes so that you can actually get a yes. And you did that. So I want to say big ups to you on that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And that's the motto even in entrepreneurship. It's never no, it's a not right now. And, whether it's sales, operations, you got to keep testing the theories and running experiments, and eventually things will work. And so for me, it's been 19 years now. I'm still in the reserves. I'm a career counselor, and now I have the opportunity as a business owner and as a career counselor to really blend the best of both worlds using my experience to support fellow service members and veterans alike.
Excellent. Now tell me more about CamoCrew and your junk removal company.
Yeah, so we have CamoCrew Junk Removal and also Green Up Solutions. CamoCrew Junk Removal is a residential, commercial, and industrial junk removal company serving the Midwest, typically residential and commercial here in southeastern Wisconsin. And then we do projects throughout the Midwest for large waste companies. And then Green Up Solutions is the consulting arm. I also consult with junk removal companies, and I have a podcast where we support veterans and non-veteran business owners alike as they get into the junk removal industry, giving them all the best tips and tricks to run a successful business in their hometowns.
Yeah, that's excellent. So I've been seeing more and more of these companies come up. Recently I lost my mom during COVID, but one of the things that I read was that people who are 70, 80, 90 years old shouldn't wait until they are, until they're gone and leave it to their children to have to go in and take care of their homes or remove items that they no longer want. That really you should start this thing called the purge, or, really sitting down, taking a look at your life. What are some things that you can get rid of so that if you do pass, your family isn't burdened with the having to get rid of all your things. So now, is that something that you guys help people take care of as well?
Yeah, absolutely. If we look at people, there more and more people are aging in their homes and or they live longer. So historically, it's like if someone moved to the senior living facility at 50 or 60, their kids were still in their 20s and 30s. Now people are moving in their 70s and 80s, and that means their kids are in their 50s and 60s. Their grandkids don't necessarily want the stuff and or don't live in the state. So the best thing is to right size. I always call it right sizing, not downsizing or purging. Right size your estate for where you're at in your life now, and do it early and often so you can give things away in your control to family members that are going to want them and need them. Because the other challenge is if something drastic does happen, now you're burdening your family with a household of stuff that needs to be taken care of and gone through.
Now, even though you're a cheesehead, you clearly have some great advice on life. So I'm sure that during your transition process, you learned something or you encountered something that has helped you along the way. Would you share that advice with our other veterans?
Yeah, the best thing is find a mentor. When we join basic training or boot camp or however you join the military, you're doing it with, brothers and sisters to your left and right, 200 strong, and you're doing it all together. When you come back home, you don't have 200 people. They're not going through all the same things. So the best thing you can do is associate with veterans that have gone through it, that are probably your same generation or same age, so they understand it, and transition together. And I don't look at it as, I don't love the word transition. It's a transformation. You're going from a service member in boots one day to a veteran in the civilian world the next. And that transformation has to be intentional for you to be successful.
You're absolutely right. That's a much better way of saying it. It actually is a transformation because you are becoming, a whole new person. But the other thing is, I think really our nation has to address the fact that veterans will never be civilians again. I think one of the challenges I've seen with veterans is if you try and be a civilian, you will never be able to put the wool back over your eyes and pretend like you didn't have that military experience. So just accept the fact that you are a civilian with some real experience.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a challenge that I've had, and it's I refer to it as the civilian world for a reason. And I never am going to try to be a civilian, so I'm going to embrace the best parts of being a veteran, the camaraderie, the the loyalty that we have and continue to serve my community in the same way that we served our country. And that's the opportunity we have as veterans to lean in on our strengths.
Right, and the absolute brotherhood, because I'm going to tell you, Andy, you have been one of my favorite interviews. They didn't get to see our batter back and forth, but trust me, he gave as good as he got in terms of him being a cheesehead and me being a dang on Bears fan. And yes, we have not won a Super Bowl since '85, but I'm holding it down. I'm holding it down for my city. I just want to thank you so much for being here today, Andy. I really appreciate it, and I want to thank you for giving me the honor of being able to interview you.
No, likewise. Thanks for the opportunity.
Excellent. Now, America, if you want to go ahead and share this final salute, visit our website at zaharavets.org. You're going to see the link to Andy's companies within the notes, and you're also going to have the opportunity to check out some of our other interviews. And we thank you in advance for paying it forward by sharing our salute. Have an awesome week.